Hello all, welcome to Cognitive Hub Databricks Tutorials. In my previous video, you guys have already learned about how to create a data frame with the temperature info and how to load that into a Delta Lake table. So now I have a weather info table present in my Delta Lake under the developed database. So these are all the information that I have with the city name and the temperature. Now what I'm gonna do here is, this video is all about explaining you guys how to use the ternary condition. Like, I know in the PySpark we don't have any ternary conditions like that, but how we are gonna apply ternary conditions in the in the PySpark. So we have a special operator, a special functionality known as when condition, so that we will be using to replicate the whatever the functionality that we have in the ternary condition. We are gonna do that same here in the using the when here in PySpark. So here my condition is, I have created a notebook naming like calculating severeness of weather using when. So in this particular lecture, I am gonna explain you guys about, I am gonna take the data using the spark SQL from the table that I just now shown you in the Delta Lake, and from that data frame I am gonna create a new column, like just naming it as like severeness, and as a first step I am gonna give it like a none value for that, and in the second step I'm gonna update the values with this the below scenarios. If the temperature is less than 25, I'm gonna make the severeness as low, and if the temperature is between 25 and 35, then I'm gonna make it like moderate, and if it is temperature is 35 more than 35, then the severeness is like I'm gonna give it like high. So how I'm gonna make these conditions in a single line of statements, that's what the ternary condition is all about, right? So how we are gonna implement all these three conditions in the in PySpark is, that's what I am gonna show this in this video, and at the end I am gonna load the all those three columns, like the additional new column with the existing two columns, I'm gonna load that into a new table instead of the existing one. So now without wasting any time, let's dive into the topic. So here as a first step, I have just imported this Spark session and some of the functions that I'm gonna use, and I have created a Spark variable as well using the Spark session. Now what I'm doing is, we have a table already present in the catalog here with the column name, city name, and the temperature. The table name is weather info. Now I am gonna import that into a data frame using Spark SQL, and I'm just writing the SQL statement known as select star from develop dot weather info. And if I write this, the data will be present in the df itself. So if I want, I will just print that data frame so that you can see the data as well, whatever the data that we have in the data frame. So if you see here, we have data available, and if you see the less than 25, we have one data here, Chicago, and the other we have greater than 35 as well, and we have some records which are between where the temperature is between 25 and 35 as well. Now what I'm gonna do is, with this data frame I'm gonna add one more column, and I'm gonna store it in the same data frame. So for that, what I'm doing is df dot, for adding a new column, we have a function known as with column, and with column you need to specify the column name, whatever the column name that you want to give. So here I want to give the column name as severeness, and it will expect some value here. So as a default value I'm just giving it as none. So previously we have in SQL or in whatever the language that we have, like the Java or programming languages, we have concept like null, right? So in Databricks we don't have concept of null. Instead of null we have a concept of none. So here it will pick it as a none, and if I print the display, you will see a new column in the data frame, and with the column name as severeness, and it will print as null. Instead of none, it will print null, but while writing the code you need to specify it as none. So that's a new learning as well. And now I want to update the severeness column with whatever the conditions that I have specified you earlier. So I am loading it again into data frame, or you can change the data frame as well. Now with the df, if you again specify the column name, it will just update the existing column whatever it is having, but you don't need to, but you need to be careful that the name should be same, so that it will find that column and it will update that data whatever it is present. Now I am gonna write the when condition here. When call of temperature is greater than or is less than 25, then I need to give value as low, right? Low. So as it is a string literal, I need to put it in the literal because it won't accept otherwise. So that's a one thing. So we are done with one condition, right? So you can think like we have only specified one condition, but what about the otherwise? So it is like else we have like if condition, right? If else. Similarly, when otherwise. So when is like act like if condition here, and now when the condition is done, you need to put otherwise. Otherwise, whatever the literal that you want, I'm gonna specify tag high. So the df is correct, right? I'm gonna display df for the time being. So if you see here, we have only two. One is low and other one is high. So it is like it act like only if else condition. But now our scenario is to add three conditions in the same logic. So for that, what we are gonna do here is, so we have one condition. If this condition satisfies, we are gonna give it like low. But instead of otherwise, we are gonna give another one condition when call of temperature is greater than or equal to 25 and call of temperature is less than or equal to 35, then whatever the value that you want, I want to give it like moderate. Otherwise it will just, okay, you need to put dot as here. So now you understood, right? So first condition is call of temperature is less than 25. If it is less than 25, it will give it like low. And then next condition, if it is false, then it will go next after the dot. Now it will check this condition. And if you are giving multiple conditions here, make sure you are giving the proper parentheses for each condition. Otherwise it will throw error sometimes. So now the second condition is when the temperature is greater than or equal to 25 and temperature is less than or equal to 35, then I'm gonna give it like moderate. Otherwise I'm just giving it like high because we already covered the conditions for less than 25 and between 25 and 35. The only thing left is 30 greater than 35. We don't need to specify that explicitly. We can just give it like otherwise high. So now if I print this data frame, I will be getting like three scenarios here. So less than 25, I'm getting it like low here, and between 25 to 35, I'm getting conditions like moderate, and greater than 35, I'm getting it like high. So this is exactly what I want to demonstrate here in this video. And now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna write this data frame into df write into. I'm writing the mode as append dot save as table into whatever the database that I want to store, weather info severeness. So like this I want to store. Now if I save this table and if I refresh the catalog here, you guys will see a table in the develop develop database saying that weather info severeness as well. It will have all the three columns and with the proper information. So in this video we have covered a lot here. One is we have seen how to load the data using the spark.sql and how to create a new column and how to assign a none value or a null value, whatever it may be. And we have also seen like how to use when condition with otherwise as well as when condition with ternary as well. And at the end we have also seen like how to load that into another database table or a delta lake table. So that is all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching.